Have you ever seen a dress on the big screen and thought, God, that is gorgeous, but what would it look like on me? When I first started making YouTube videos, I really came in wanting to see what kind of things were out there that would fit my shape and my size. And let me tell you, I've seen a lot of good and a good measure of bad. I found that my absolute favorite videos involve formals. And I've gotten some feedback that knowing that there are options out there and that there are legit online companies, win-win. So one thing that I've always wanted to do is see how some iconic formal gowns might translate on this plus size gal. I've looked into several companies that do just that. Celebrity inspired gowns made to your size. In a recent video, I asked if there were any iconic dresses or celebrity dresses that people would like to see translated into plus size. Overwhelmingly, I heard the Andie dress from How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days and the Audrey Hepburn dress from Sabrina. One day, I'm gonna have that one. Now, I got an email from one of my viewers, thank you so much, that let me know that AW Bridal, which is a company that I've worked with once before, had a collection called the Reborn collection. It didn't have a huge selection, but they had dresses that were inspired by some famous gowns, but designed by them. I went over and looked at them, I shot them an email, and y'all, this video was born. Since the beginning of media, we've been obsessed with celebrities and what they're wearing. In the late 17th century, there were gossip columns in the London papers. Alexander Hamilton actually founded the New York Post in 1801, and page 6, all about that gossip, baby. So why are we so enthralled by what the upper crust is doing? I don't know, but we are. You know, honestly, I do know a little bit. These gowns are often exciting, crazy expensive, and meant to make a splash. There are literally gowns that cost more than my first home. And then there are others that are just bizarre. I don't know about you, but I've always kind of thought, what would it be like to own a dress like that? And so that's what we're doing today. Maybe not made of meat or needing its own mortgage, but owning an iconic inspired gown right up my alley. Now, I've always been hesitant to order something like this because you're typically seeing it on a model who's like a size 2, and I'm trying to translate it to like a size 18-20. So I'm being realistic, but also super excited. All right, so like I said, I've worked with AW Bridal once before. It was doing some beautiful embroidered flower, like 3-dimensional dresses. They're very size inclusive. They go from a size 0 to a size 30, or you have the option to order it with your custom measurements. Now let me tell you, I always choose the custom measurement route, even for a fee. Now at AW Bridal, that's free. The one caveat is that if you have it cut to your measurements, it's not returnable. And that's because they can't sell it because they're your measurements. But I always like to go the custom measurement route because my bust, my hips, and my waist have all chosen to be different sizes. So AW Bridal only has 5 Reborn dresses, but I'm pretty sure that if the response is good, they may expand. Okay, so the first one that they have is the AW Andie, and that is inspired by the Andie dress on How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. And I want y'all to look, this is the actual dress, and I totally appreciate that. As you can see, it's inspired by, so it's not a direct copy. And I love that they've actually put a picture of the dress that they have made on their website. So often there are sites that don't do that. I get a lot of emails about, hey, do you think this dress site is legit? The biggest thing that I look for in those kind of websites are the models consistent and is the background consistent? Like, think about it. If you have pictures that are in all kinds of settings, this one's at a wedding, this one's from a movie, this one's in a garden, and these are done in a studio, most likely those are pictures pulled from somewhere. But if you have pictures that are pretty consistent and they're done in a similar looking studio, they're done on very similar models, more than likely those dresses were actually made by that company. So this is the AW Andie. The biggest difference that I'm very thankful about is the back. It's still pretty low cut for me. It's not like scandalous levels. When you order, you can choose lots of different colors of fabric. I decided to go with like the most similar to the Andie dress, and then you can choose between 2 different fabrics. I think we need to try her on. Okay, this is the Andie, and where I don't feel like I could star in How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, I do feel like I am beautiful. Now, this one I really could see in a different color for me, but I wanted it to be as close to the original as possible. I'd love to know what you think about it. I mean, everything is different about it. The whole point is that they're doing their own design based on the iconic dress, which I totally love. It's not like we're direct copying another designer's creation. We are using heavy inspiration. All right, so now the back is where I have a few issues. Let me show you. And it's really just that I've got more back showing than I typically do. Now, if I were to wear this out, I would get some of those little sticky, like Fredericks of Hollywood things and put them to where I had these like right in place, and I would get a different bra. If you have any like suggestions on bras that would work, I would love to see them. I've seen a few that are backless, like they come like this, come down around under here. And in the event that I get one in and it works, I'll make a little short in this dress just to see the difference. Again, I think that it moves beautifully. This dress does make me feel fancy. Can't wait to check out the next one. No. No. All right, so I've gotten some requests in the past to show this sitting for mobility issues and then also just to see what you're going to look like because we're not standing the entire event, no matter what event we're going to. And I promised that once my studio got finished, I would absolutely start doing that. It's not completely finished. We're missing like some light socket covers. We're going to put lighting up here, but we're close enough and I could bring a chair in. So here we are. This is how this one sits. I am wearing Spanx, but I wear Spanx a whole lot. I really don't think that it's doing bad things at all. I do have to do a little bit of pulling down, but I think that this one is lovely. This probably isn't the right color for my complexion, but it was the right color for the assignment. All right, they also have the AW Marilyn, which is the dress that Marilyn Monroe wore in How to Marry a Millionaire, but let me tell you, I thought this one would be backless in all the wrong ways for me, so I decided to keep looking. Next, we have the AW Adeline dress, and that's one that I got, and like I told you, you can choose things in lots of different colors. I ended up going with this burnt orange. It really comes in like a burgundy, but I've really been leaning into this color and I have an event early next month that I thought this may be perfect for. Plus, she's in line with my color profile. But yeah, this one's inspired by the movie Age of Adeline, and it is exactly like the one that's online. And I had called these modesty panels in probably several of my videos and gotten corrected. And let me tell you, I am nothing if not willing to learn and correct. This is meant to maintain the integrity of the dress. And so this is a panel to look clear and still give that sheer effect. Now, in the Age of Adeline, there was a complete little backless moment. I'm really excited about just the side showing. I'm pretty sure I'll still be able to wear my little Spanxy numbers. I always say Spanxy numbers and I pretty much only wear the ones from Fabletics. You understand what I'm saying. But yeah, I think that this one is a lovely fall holiday dress and it would look great in so many colors. I was really teetering between this, the burgundy, and the hunter green. I think that that one would have been gorgeous. The Adeline, I love the feel of it. This is an incredibly luxurious feeling velvet. It's smooth going up. I feel like I just need to keep petting myself. And I'm happy that I got it in this burnt orange. So you can see that these guys right here, they give the illusion of nudity, but they're not nude. I'm wearing my Spanx and my bra under it, and that's exactly how I will wear this out. I feel like the angles give me a little bit more definition kind of in my waist, and I like that. I also tell them my height whenever I'm doing my measurements. That makes it to where it's falling right at the right place. And I'll put my measurements down below. I think that this one is beautiful. I think my favorite part is the giant keyhole right up here at the top. Let's do the sitting down. All right, I feel like I could definitely be comfortable in this dress. Y'all, this velvet kind of has a little bit of stretch to it, just like velvet typically does. And because of that, this is a very comfortable dress. I feel like even though it looks really fancy, I could happily wear this to like a late fall, early winter wedding. Feel very fancy, feel comfortable the whole night. I would feel wonderful dancing in this. It's a great length. The material is stretchy. Wins all around. How do I compare to the original? We don't need to discuss it. In all fairness, she was perpetually 29. They also have the AW Keira dress because Keira Knightley is in my top 5 favorite actors, like period, in the world. I adore her. But when it came to this dress, it just didn't do enough for me. It wasn't from one of her movies. And let me tell you, if it had been a Keira Knightley Pride and Prejudice dress, girlfriend would have been all over it. This is from a Chanel ad and it just did not speak to me, so I passed it up. Okay, and lastly was the AW Andie dress from 50 Shades of Grey, and I'm gonna be completely honest here. I have actually never seen 50 Shades of Grey, and I've never read it either, for no real reason, but one thing I absolutely appreciate about 50 Shades of Grey is that, fun fact, it's based on Twilight fan fiction. I know, right? And as a fan fiction aficionado, I approve. All right, so my last dress is one that I chose like outside of the Reborn collection. This is one that I've actually seen, you know, it was either like a short on Instagram or on TikTok. It's kind of like lived rent-free in my head for a little while. Thought a lot about it. And when I had the opportunity to do this, I kind of decided that I was gonna make this crazy dress something that I'm gonna call like Meredith's Mind iconic. if you will. And really, it's more about the curiosity of what this would do on a plus size figure. That's kind of what I'm trying to do here. Let's test the waters. If I'm looking at something that's online on a model that doesn't reflect me, what's it gonna look like? And we're about to find out. Okay, this one is absolutely like hilarious and fun and neat all at the same time. It's kind of like everything that I could have imagined, and I cannot imagine where in the world to wear it. If you've got any ideas, let me know. Oh my gosh. So Ross just said, toe pick. Do y'all remember the cutting edge? What do you think? So my daughter thinks I look like a flapper, and my husband thinks that it could totally be a cutting edge style dress, which I think that we're probably going more for like an extra in Blades of Glory. Did anyone see that? No one knows what it means, but it's provocative. Basically, anywhere you wear this, you are definitely making a splash. This is one of those that could be up on the Project Runway stage, and you're one of the last contestants standing, and you just have no clue if you're a winner or a loser. Either way, you definitely weren't playing it safe. If you can think of somewhere to wear this dress, you definitely get some brownie points for me. But please tell me down in the comments. And it does though. I mean, I saw it probably, I don't know, 6 months ago, 8 months ago, and it did seem like fun and ridiculous. And I like bringing things on that are different. And so I will say here, goal achieved. Just in case you were at a dinner party in this bad boy, let's see how she sits. I can pull my train this direction. Did y'all see the train? It's connected by 3 little eyelets up here, 1 right by the zipper and then 2 on the side. It took me a long time to figure out how this bad boy attached, but I love her. Honestly, it's just as fun sitting down. Like all of the feathers kind of make me feel like a character, like I don't know, like I could have a really, really awesome time going on Sesame Street. But yeah, we've got dimensional flowers. It's incredibly sparkly. There are loads and loads of feathers. And the interesting thing is that I've had this here for over a week, and I've had it out and open, and it's not shedding. Like they did a really, really good job getting these feathers to stay on here. Looks like the quills are kind of individually sewn underneath satin ribbon. Brava. It's definitely fun. I will give it that.
You look lovely, Katya.
We're doing the Panchenko.
It looks like modernized.
Modernized version of the flapper. It's probably because of this bottom part. How do you do the Charleston? Hang on, we gotta look at how to do the Charleston. All right, I wanna know what you think about the Reborn collection. So Reborn collection, Meredith's Mind iconic. The Reborn collection definitely does a much more practical job in getting you into an iconic dress. I think that I've liked this one a little bit better than the Andie, and that's because this one was just so incredibly comfortable, and I was a little bit uncomfortable with the back of the Andie. I think that they're both beautiful. I love what they did, and I'd love to know your thoughts. And if there are any others that you'd like to see, please let me know. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you give it a thumbs up. Comments warm my heart, and if you enjoy this kind of content, please consider subscribing. I'd love to have you around. I hope that you have a day as amazing as you are, and I will see you in the next one.
So beautiful, 'cause you